All right, how's it going, guys? I wanted to do a little unboxing here of the new shoes that I got. I actually got these for Christmas, but they are the Puma Speedcats. So they're actually in size 11 and a half because that's what I typically get in a Puma shoe. I've had various Puma shoes, Puma suedes, a lot of versions of the suede, and this is actually going to be my second version of the Puma Speedcats. So let's just go ahead and open these up, and then I'll get to why I got them really. But let's open up the box here. I got them in black. They're all black here. A lot of times this right here, this design here can be white or another color, but I like them kind of all black to go with everything. Brand new, obviously, underneath. These are actually the little Sparko edition. If you don't know what Sparko is, it's actually like a racing brand. They make wheels and seatbelts and whatnot, some other things. But they did like a collaboration because this is actually meant to be a racing shoe. And that is my cat up on the table here with us. But this is meant to be a kind of racing shoe. And what I actually do is I do autocross, if you're not familiar with this channel, which, you know, you've got 3 pedals down there, you're shifting, you want to be able to, you know, brake and modulate the gas and throttle and be able to shift, you know, between those two, you know, as quickly as you can. And that's kind of what is helpful back here. You're able to kind of roll the heel of your foot pretty easily and everything. So that's one of the reasons why I got these. And another reason why I got these, and I have been using them for the past year and I really like them, is the sole of the shoe. The bottom here is it's pretty thin. Like if you get these out of the box and you put them on, you're going to be able to feel like everything on the ground, which can be a good thing and a bad thing, and I have a remedy to that. To everybody that wants to use this as an everyday shoe, because that's what I use them as. This is my everyday go-to shoe. It's my racing shoe. And especially for autocross, you got to be able to walk around in these and work the course and everything, and also be able to jump in your car. I hate, you know, changing shoes and putting on specific racing shoes. So this kind of does everything for me, and I've even gone as far as hiking in these, basically. So still, I got the paper is actually in there. I just opened these up like right now. But yeah, these are brand new. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get out my old ones that I actually have that are kind of beat right now, but I want to show you how they've held up over the past year, and one small modification I did to them to make them a lot more livable day to day. So here we have on the table are my very old, worn, and beat up version from last year and this year, and you can tell they are all faded right now. You can tell they're pretty bad. I got like a hole in the back here just from wearing through them. There's a hole actually in both of them. That's where I typically wear my shoes out. They've held up, to be completely honest. The edges are a bit worn here, just from the coloration and whatnot. These have actually held up pretty remarkable from what I've put them through. You can see the bottoms are actually pretty worn, but there's no holes in them. Usually with a lot of shoes, I'll actually wear a hole right here. So these have held up really well. Heavily worn up here. They are worn here in the back. I guess I drag my feet a little bit. That's what's always happened with my shoes. But these are pretty heavily worn, and they're pretty dead. Both of them are very similar. I guess I walk the same, but they hold up basically. And I've used these for racing. I've used these for hiking. Literally, I have hiked with these. I use these every day. I'm going to the grocery store. I'm going for a walk. These are the shoes that I wear, and I've worn them for an entire year, beating the absolute crap out of them, and they have held up remarkably well. And that one modification that I would suggest if you get a pair of these shoes, I'm going to pull them out actually right now, is getting a really good insert. And these shoes are about $100, $120. You can normally get them on sale for about $100. But I would really recommend, if I can get this darn insert out here, it's a really good insert. They're called Super Feet. They're kind of expensive. They're about $50 for a pair, I think. Whenever I last paid for these, I can't even get that one out. I'm going to try this one. Yeah, this one's a little bit easier coming out. So this is the Super Feet insert. You can tell the inserts are actually pretty beat, to be totally honest. They've been through 3 pairs of shoes like this, and you can tell they're it's very worn out. But what this gives you is it gives you a lot of support right here, which is critical. Like a lot of insoles and inserts don't really do that. These are really good. It gives you that arch support. It gives you a lot more impact support back here, which is maybe where this shoe is a little bit lacking, because again, it has a really thin sole here to the bottom. So this insert allows you to kind of keep that feeling if you're like racing and whatnot. You can get that feeling up here for when you're racing and you're driving, but everything back here is supported so that you don't get, you know, I don't want to say like any injuries, but you're not feeling that walking around in grid and paddock, day to day, and even hiking. So yeah, definitely get these inserts. It looks like I'm going to be putting these inserts, the old ones, right into my new shoes because that's what I've been doing. But ultimately, I think I really need to get a new pair of these at this point since they've been through 3 pairs of shoes. And lastly up here, I have a shoe that I kind of want to compare these to. I have had multiple pairs of the Puma suedes, and I think these are actually technically called the Puma Smash. These two are very similar, but this is what I used to use for driving and for my everyday shoe before getting the Puma Speedcats. These definitely don't feel as good for racing and for driving. I just like these a lot more all around. They hold up a lot better. I do have to say the Puma Smash, the soles on them, the bottom here, are a lot better. They hold up a lot better than the Puma suedes. The Puma suedes, I would constantly, it would crack across here and it would break. I would get holes here. It was pretty terrible. That was always the first thing to go on the shoe, and the rest of the shoe was ultimately pretty good. And after like 6 months, I'd get like a hole here, and it was a pain in the butt. These ones I wore for about a year. I raced in them, walked around in them. I kind of did some hiking in them too, ultimately. I kind of use one shoe for everything, to be totally honest. I noticed in these, I did get a hole up here. You can actually see I'm poking my fingernail through, but I would get a hole up here, and it would only be on the right side. It would not be on the left side, and that would be because typically you would be lifting this foot up to go from the gas to the brake a lot. This is the right shoe, and then this side for using the clutch, you're not doing that as much. But this one, I guess, I would poke my big toe through it, basically pulling it up and down constantly. So that's one downside of these shoes. They ultimately did hold up. I did actually have the inserts in these, and they worked pretty good. I do have to say these were actually the shoes that didn't have enough support that actually made me get the insert, right? So I use the insert in this, and you have to use the insert in these, I kind of believe, if you're going to use these for any type of walking around or anything. Inserts are always a great idea, but I really needed them for this shoe because these were just terrible. They just got to a point where the inside just kind of all broke apart on them. I don't know if I'd recommend these anymore, to be totally honest. The Puma Suede and the Puma Smash, they're just not good. Now, obviously, these ones, my used ones, and the new ones that I just bought, I would highly recommend these if you're doing like autocross, if you're doing any type of racing, if you even like, really driving your car and you want to have that good feel on the pedals and that dexterity kind of down there for, having that thin sole and everything and being able to pivot here back in the heel really well. I think they're great for that. They're great for walking around. Would I recommend them for hiking? Not necessarily. I mean, we hiked in Colorado in these. I've hiked a bunch of places in Pennsylvania in these, kind of rocky areas, to be totally honest, and they did just fine. Like, I couldn't really feel any rocks on the bottom. It's here and there, they're not designated for hiking really, but they get the job done. But they're like a good everyday shoe, everyday and racing shoe. So if you're looking up to get a pair, they're about $120 last I checked, but you can get them on sale for give or take about like $90 or something. They kind of go on sale every now and again. These ones typically don't, the all black ones, but you can get different color ones with a bit of white here, or red, or blue, or green. They offer some different colors. They offer some special editions of these. Ferrari, Mercedes, a lot of F1 teams have different versions of these that they make, which are pretty cool. I prefer the all black ones. These are kind of like gray at this point. But I'll pull over the nice ones here so you can see a difference here. These are the new ones, right? So nice new Speedcats, old, beat up, worn Speedcats. You can just tell the difference in the tread down there and everything. But I'm looking to get these broken in before the racing season starts. It won't take much with putting the insert right back in there. But yeah, if you're looking to pick up a pair, highly recommended. Go get yourself a pair. I love these shoes. So hopefully you do too, and hopefully you pick up a pair.